This is your primetime forecast for East Alabama and West Georgia from Dr. Don's Weather. Dr. Don's Weather is made possible by the Randolph County Commission, Heron's Tree Service, Roger Bell Auto Brokers, Southern Auction Solutions, Genesis Waite Clinic, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, the Town of Wadley, Auction 431 South, and Bama Diesel Repair. From the Alpha Weather Center, powered by Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery, Southern Union State Community College, and the venue at 5 Points Farms. Here's Dr. Don.
Good morning, East Alabama and West Georgia. Welcome to your Thanksgiving Monday week. Is that a thing? I guess it is, because it's the Monday before Thanksgiving, and we want to remind you because we have a chance of severe weather tomorrow to make sure you go and send the word alert. Text the word alert to 265-540-8664 so that you can sign up for Randolph County's Hyper Reach. This way you get important information from the Randolph County Emergency Management Agency. All you do is text the word alert to 265-540-8664, and then it's going to give you the link that you click on to go to the website and sign up. You can determine which type of alerts you want to receive, weather alerts, local information. You have control over every bit of that. Your phone's not going to be blowing up all the time with stuff that you don't need. That's not the way this works. This gives you important information during times of severe weather or any other types of local disasters that may take place. You'll get that information you need to stay safe. So I highly encourage you, especially if you live in Randolph County, even if you don't. I live in North Georgia, and I signed up for it so I can make sure I keep up with what the Randolph County Emergency Management Agency, Donnie Knight, and that bunch, so I can keep up with what they're putting out during times of severe weather. So be sure you do that this morning. You'll be ready then for the possibility of severe weather tomorrow, late tonight into tomorrow, and we're going to talk all about that coming up on this morning's edition of your Primetime Forecast. Also, make sure that you head over to Jamie Dukas. You want to check with Jamie Dukas and let him hook you up with some insurance, and good insurance too, because in most cases, Jamie can save you money and also increase your coverage with Alpha Insurance. Scan the QR code on the screen. You can click the link at the top of the video or call Jamie at 256-831-7770 to find out how Jamie Dukas can save you with Alpha Insurance. Here we go with your forecast. Lots to talk about this morning. Be sure you hit that subscribe button and click that little bell so that when we go live to cover severe weather, you'll get that notification. That's an important thing you need to do this morning as well. Nothing today, though. We are going to become mostly cloudy, if not already cloudy, across the area, and we could see some scattered showers from time to time today, but nothing severe. The system is continuing to build off to our west, and it will be in here later on this evening. All right. Hang in there with us. We've got a lot to show you right here. Let's go and take a look at Tuesday. You'll see that marginal risk of severe weather will be across central Alabama, East Alabama into Georgia. There is a slight risk of severe weather from about Montgomery down to Mobile, right along that I-65 corridor. And then on Wednesday, this stuff pushes on off to the east, and we get ready for a decent Thanksgiving Day, though I think it's going to be mostly cloudy, and we'll have rain returning in the afternoon. But first, let's talk about this system that we've got to deal with tonight and tomorrow. This is a very strong system that's coming our way in terms of rainfall and wind, and it's also going to present the possibility of severe weather, more so across west and southern Alabama, though we can't rule it out across East Alabama or West Georgia either. Here's the timing. We're looking at 10 p.m. through 4 a.m. for West Alabama, 2 a.m. through 8 a.m. for Central, and then across East Alabama, pretty much 5 a.m. through about noon tomorrow. So pre-dawn hours when you should start hearing rumbles of thunder in East Alabama, 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. And then that will continue through about mid-morning, maybe noon on your Tuesday morning. And if you'll notice, though, that they have now included most all of East Alabama and West Georgia in that marginal risk of severe weather. This time yesterday, it looked like that marginal risk would stay south of I-85, but that's been bumped up to around the I-20 corridor now. So everybody in the Dr. Don coverage area needs to pay attention to this system as we go throughout this evening and into tomorrow, and watch for changing weather forecast watches and that sort of thing later on today. All right, so now that's the storm probability. Let's take a look at the severe thunderstorm risk. This is for tonight, and you'll see the yellow is the limited risk area. The orange is the elevated risk area. So for tonight, we're talking about an elevated risk from Fayette down to Tuscaloosa to Demopolis. That's in West Alabama. With a limited risk from about Leeds down to Montgomery back over toward Tuscaloosa. Then as we look at Tuesday, limited risk from Demopolis up to Birmingham, over to Anniston, and to the east and south, with that elevated risk continuing down there between Selma and Montgomery. Tornado risk. There is a tornado risk with this storm system, though it's small. It will be pretty much central and west Alabama. Limited risk from Birmingham back to Tuscaloosa, and then an elevated risk over in West Alabama, basically from west of Tuscaloosa down to Demopolis. That's the tornado risk. Then looking at the tornado risk for late tonight into tomorrow morning, limited risk from the I-20 corridor south. We will maintain a elevated risk down there around Selma and Montgomery. That's where the better surface instability will be. So while the tornado risk is very small, it's not zero across East Alabama and West Georgia. I want everybody to pay attention to that. It doesn't take but one, and we have a problem. So we're going to be watching this for you very closely. And, if conditions warrant, we will go live late tonight into tomorrow morning and cover this for you. But right now, understand that though the tornado risk is small, it is not zero across East Alabama and West Georgia as we get into this storm system. Wind advisory will go in effect at 7 p.m. this evening through 7 a.m. tomorrow morning for Randolph, Clay, Talladega, Cleburne, Calhoun, Tallapoosa, and Coosa counties of the coverage area. And that means that strong southerly winds of 15 to 20 miles per hour with gusts to 40 miles per hour will be possible away from thunderstorms. This has nothing to do with thunderstorms. We're going to be caught in a wind gradient here, and we're going to have those southerly winds streaming up from the southwest, and it's going to be veering in the upper levels of the atmosphere. That's why there is a tornado risk across East Alabama and West Georgia late tonight, probably toward daybreak tomorrow morning, and through the early parts of Tuesday. So if you have those, the official Alabama bird is the trampoline. So make sure those trampolines are secure. Make sure your garbage cans, your outdoor furniture, anything that's out there in your yard that could be lifted away by wind, you need to make sure you secure it today so it doesn't end up in your neighbor's front yard or up against the side of your neighbor's automobile. And now you have a problem. So secure those outdoor items today. Some folks are already putting up their Christmas decorations. Make sure they're secure because it is going to be windy tonight, whether you have thunderstorms or not. So keep that in mind. There's the wind risk. It's a limited risk, but it pretty much covers the entire state of Alabama. That's for tonight. And then for Tuesday into Tuesday night, that risk will continue on over into the eastern half of the state. Thunderstorm wind risk, again, the greatest risk is going to be over on the western side of the state. And then for tomorrow, we're looking at that risk over on the eastern side of the state. Hail risk, there really isn't a hail risk with this system. Here's the lightning risk, though, and it's pretty significant. We have a significant risk of lightning covering all of Alabama, even over into East Alabama. We have a significant risk. So what are the key messages here? Very strong non-thunderstorm winds. and extremely strong lightning. And then maybe a small chance of a tornado. Those are going to be the main risk in this storm, so be prepared for that. There probably will be some power outages, so make sure you're prepared. And then there's the lightning risk as we get into tomorrow morning, and you can see it is significant across East Alabama and West Georgia. Excessive rainfall tonight would be limited to West Alabama, and tomorrow it would be across East Alabama. So there you have it, some graphics for you this morning on this system that's headed our way. All right, taking a look at the tropics, not a whole lot happening out there that would affect the southeastern United States. Current conditions at the venue at 5 points, 54. It's cloudy skies already. Wind out of the east at 1, gusting to 4. Humidity 99%. The barometric pressure at 30.05. Dew point 53 degrees. No rain so far, but that's going to change. We may be looking at 1 inch to 1.5 inches of rain before this one is done. 69 was the high yesterday. Sunrise this morning was at 6:15, and the sun sets this evening at 4:38 p.m. Here's your 6-day forecast from the Alpha Weather Center. Jamie Dukas, your local Alpha agent, will give you a 20% chance of rain today, though it'll be a mostly cloudy day, and as we get into the afternoon, those rain chances will go up. 69 will be the high. 80% chance of rain tonight after about midnight. The winds are going to turn out of the southwest. It's going to be a breezy, windy, cool Tuesday. 66 is all we'll do for the high temperature. And then we may have thunderstorms to deal with, which could bring some more problems with more gusty winds and even the possibility of a limited possibility of a tornado or two. And I think any severe weather would be along the leading edge of this line of thunderstorms, which will move through pretty early tomorrow morning. We're talking between 4 and 6 a.m., I think, the timing on that initial line of thunderstorms. So you folks, you got to make sure you got a good way of receiving weather information, because a lot of you will still be in the bed when this thing comes rumbling through East Alabama tomorrow morning. But then we'll hold on to rain pretty much all day long. It's going to be one of those nasty days. You hear me use this a lot. I talk about occasional showers. Then I talk about those sot-in showers. That's what my granddaddy used to call it. That means it's one of those days where it's going to rain all day long. It's going to be windy. It's going to be cool. That's what we're looking at. Initial line of thunderstorms followed by a rainy, windy Tuesday. And that will continue all day into Tuesday night. And then on Wednesday, we'll start the day, maybe a few showers. We'll go partly sunny by afternoon. 56 will be the high on Wednesday, down into the upper 30s on Wednesday night. Set the stage for Thanksgiving, and that'll give us a mostly cloudy Thanksgiving day with a chance of rain in the afternoon. I think most of the day on Thursday is just cloudy. Then in the afternoon, maybe a few sprinkles, a better chance of rain Thanksgiving night at 50%. We'll maintain that on Friday with a 50% chance of rain, decreasing to a 20% chance of rain on Friday night. And then finally back to partly sunny skies by Saturday with a high temperature of 58 degrees. So very, very active weather pattern starting this afternoon all the way through the remainder of this week. Let's take a look at your Southern Union State Community College Live Doppler HD radar. And there it is, just a mess out there this morning across the nation's midsection. All of that will be moving in our general direction. And if you'll look back out here around Oklahoma City, Wichita Falls, there's the culprit. I mean, we've got a triple barrel low pressure system sitting out here just southwest of Oklahoma City. And that joker is going to move on off to the east, maybe a little bit north of due east. It's dragging a cold front with it. And that's what's going to bring all the showers and thunderstorms and possibility of severe weather across East Alabama and West Georgia over the course of the next 24 to 48 hours. And let me take the cloud coverage off, and we'll go back to just radar. And we'll zoom in. You can see that there's already a few showers out there this morning. This is going to be north of I-20. We're looking at some showers up around Albertville, Gadsden, up I-59 up into the Chattanooga area and back over on 75 between Dalton, Calhoun, Rome, and in Atlanta Metro, we have some scattered showers as well. Right here at home across East Alabama and West Georgia, maybe a few scattered showers over on the extreme eastern side of Troup County and up into Harris, but nothing much happening across East Alabama at this hour. But this is what we're talking about today, just scattered stuff like this. As we get into the afternoon, this will slowly start to fill in, and by the time we hit 9, 10, 11 o'clock tonight, we're going to have some pretty good showers over us, and then that main line comes in here early tomorrow morning with all of that thunder and lightning, and then from that point forward throughout most of the day tomorrow, it's just going to be a nasty, windy, rainy mess. If you don't have to get out tomorrow, if you were planning on going to the grocery store tomorrow to get those last-minute items for Thanksgiving, I would rethink that and probably do it today instead of having to get out tomorrow. It's just not going to be a pretty Tuesday with all this weather in the area. All right, let's go ahead now and take a look at this. Don't forget to head over to our YouTube channel and subscribe, and then also follow us on Twitter. It's at DSTREN1040. We broadcast all of our weather information on Twitter, just as we do on Facebook, YouTube, and at DrDonWX.com. That's our home on the World Wide Web. And once again, ahead of the possibility of severe weather tomorrow, make sure you text the word alert to 256-540-8664 so you get that important information from the Randolph County Emergency Management Agency. HyperReach is brought to you by Randolph County Commission. If you own a business or if you're part of a civic organization, county, or municipal government, you'd like to be a partner with us on Dr. Don's Weather, we'd love to have you. All you have to do is send me a message on Messenger, and I can have you started by the time we do our next weather forecast. Folks, I'll probably come back in here this evening and maybe go live and give you an update with the latest weather information as we head into this event. It has been quite a minute since we have had any severe weather to deal with, so we need to pay attention to this, and everybody needs to get back into that routine of paying attention to weather information. And so we'll probably come back in here late this afternoon or sometime this evening and give you an update. And then, of course, we'll have live coverage for you here on Dr. Don's Weather in the event that weather conditions warrant that type of coverage tomorrow morning. Enjoy your Monday, good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. We'll see you back in here later today on Dr. Don's Weather.
This has been your primetime forecast for East Alabama and West Georgia from the Alpha Weather Center, powered by Southern Union State Community College, the venue at Five Points Farms, and Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery. Dr. Don's Weather is supported by the Randolph County Commission, Heron's Tree Service, Roger Bell Auto Brokers, Southern Auction Solutions, Genesis Weight Clinic, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, the Town of Wadley, Auction 431 South, and Bama Diesel Repair. Be sure to like us on Facebook, share us with all of your friends, and subscribe to Dr. Don's Weather on YouTube. We will be back tomorrow morning with another edition of your primetime forecast on Dr. Don's Weather.